Good day from my smartphone to yours. I'm Lovecasting live from the Serious Joy Garden Studios in Costa Mesa, California. And this is your terrific Tuesday, Namaste today. Good morning and Namaste, and welcome to Namaste Today. My name is stepº2. I am a host, I am a life coach, and I am a psychic astrologer. And I'm also at your service. I call myself the Sensei to Serious Joy. That's because I'm here to stand in my heart and help other people into theirs. This webisode is for Tuesday, November 24th, 2015. And today the great human walk has progressed to step 2, Sagittarius. Now step 2 is I feel. Sagittarius is I believe. So, put simply, you will feel what you believe today. And that might be good or bad, depending on the belief or depending on the feeling. And that's what I'm going to talk about today, is how feelings and beliefs come together. They're actually incredibly powerful and essential, and one always leads to the other. So as we begin our journey with Saturn in Sagittarius, which is a 2-year journey, and as we begin this 30-day introduction into our beliefs, the first thing we're going to do is unravel what I call our self-limiting beliefs. These are beliefs that are tied to our core beliefs, beliefs that go all the way back to childhood and all the way up. And the reason why our beliefs start in childhood is because beliefs grow into each other like hair. So you can have a core belief, and then it grows to, that leads to 4 more beliefs, that leads to 5 more, and whatever and so forth. Probably 3.14 is probably the rate that they expand, I don't know, or divide. And we have a belief structure. Belief structure is that beautiful tree of belief that happens inside of our consciousness. And these really create our neural networks, so to speak, of our consciousness and what we believe. Well, today, we're at step 2 of I believe. So we're at the point, or we're at the neurotransmitter point, where our belief and our feelings are fused, where belief and feeling are fused. Now, belief and feeling being fused is a memory point, because any feeling is where we remember. Okay, so our Akashic record gets updated with emotion, by the way. That's actually what the update basis is. So emotion says it's recorded, emotion says it's official, emotion says it's our spiritual history. Emotion is what it's about today. And the moon is in Taurus, so people's values will also be up in the air. I would not be too surprised if the headlines talk about, the politicians running about what they believe and what they value, what they believe and what they value. Now, that's always the case, but you'll probably hear the family values thing today a bit more than usual, etc., as the moon in Taurus puts this spin on it. For you, I want to help you get to the bottom of your core beliefs, and this leads me to today's topic, which is the proof is in the pudding. This actually is kind of a saying that almost is, a chicken-egg argument when it comes to belief structure. It really comes down to chicken-egg of where belief really comes from. First of all, let's just identify belief. You have to admit that believing never comes down to a fact ever. I could tell you thousands and thousands and thousands of facts, but at some point you will feel that you believe it's true. You will never think it's in fact, even to say, I think it's true, it's like, oh, that's not enough. I feel it's true. Oh, okay. Right? Now, this is built in our consciousness, so we know that feeling and belief are kind of powerful. But the idea of when we actually get that feeling, does the feeling come before the pudding or in the pudding? Right? They say the proof is in the pudding. Well, that's the proof. That's when you know something. But at what point do you believe? Do you believe once you get the actual pudding, or do you believe before the pudding? Right? Now, scientists, or many people, not just scientists, only believe once they have the pudding. I think that they won't allow themselves that feeling of belief. It's almost like I think scientists squash it back, like can't let myself feel like I believe it until I get my proof. And so I think, and sometimes in science, it's like they're holding back their feeling, and so it's kind of like this like cart skirting itself up to truth. And that's because they're not allowing their feelings. They want the proof. They want the pudding. All right? To me, what's interesting about consciousness and what's interesting about God, and I'll just put this out there right now, is if you believe it, it does exist. It just may not exist in this dimension. It may just not exist right here, right now. But if you believe it, it does exist. That's just the nature of God. It can't, if it's in this mind, it's in the universal mind, that's the collective consciousness, that's what I believe, right? So it does always exist. So for me, I know it's out there somewhere. And when I actually taste the pudding, that's not so much that the proof is in the pudding, but rather for me, the affirmation is in the pudding. Okay? I'm never looking for proof, really. I'm looking for affirmation. I already have proof in my heart that this whole thing is real. And so it kind of throws out there to you, when do you prove, when do you not prove, when do you believe, when do you not believe, all right? And here's the thing. If you don't think anything I'm saying is real and your girlfriend's making you watch this show, then let me just tell you, I will help you into believing stronger too. Because you will believe when you stop questioning this area and just focus on what you do know, which is getting to that proof. Don't expect yourself to magically believe if you don't believe. Because the one thing about belief is, it is all tied to our feelings, right? So if we try to believe something that the rest of us doesn't feel, we just can't do it. And that's what we're getting to the bottom to today. So that leads us to today's 5 o'clock question. And actually, I've got 5 o'clock questions for you. Everyone's told me they really like the question and answer part. Well, since we're in the beginning of the transit, I think it's important to do some extra questioning right now. So here we go. Do you believe your feelings matter? Do you believe your feelings matter? In every case, or just in some cases do your beliefs matter? In every case, or in some cases? Who taught you that your beliefs matter or don't matter? Who in your life taught you that your beliefs matter or don't matter? And then lastly, what feelings in you matter most? Okay, I'll answer these. Do you believe your feelings matter? Yes, I do. But you'll notice that hesitation, that okay? That hesitation is because of the next question. Do my feelings matter in every case or just some cases? Well, I've actually really only let them matter in some cases, I believe. In some cases, I've felt like my feelings don't matter, both myself and other people. Who taught you that your feelings matter or don't matter? That's very complicated, but I will say that I think it's based on each person. So like my father taught me my feelings don't matter. My mom taught me that her feelings matter more, but my feelings matter too. So I think with feelings it gets kind of complicated. My brothers said that my feelings matter, so that's good about siblings. They're very there. Pets always thought my feelings mattered, so it's kind of complicated, right? What feelings matter the most? Well, I think for myself, the feelings that have mattered the most are the bad feelings. I mean, those are the ones that have taken most of my time up. Feeling bad, and I've had most energy and matter put into those. Good feelings, I think, matter the most, but I don't think there was much time in good feelings, for the most part. So, answering this, let me ask you something else. Think of something in life your heart really wants, like for Christmas, let's just say, okay? What are your overall feelings on the matter? What are your overall feelings on the matter? So, what does my heart really want? Oh boy, this is kind of vulnerable. Let's see. What should I say? I think, of course, I'll say I want another dog, which is true. I just lessened it a little bit. I do want another puppy, obviously. Bella is my business partner's dog and a Jedi dog. I'm not quite ready for a Jedi. So what are my overall feelings on the matter? Well, honestly, my heart really wants it, but I'm very feeling, my heart is also torn about taking a dog on the road. What kind of dog should I get? Am I going to, all sorts of things like that. So my feelings are very stirred. So my point with all of this that you should definitely take to the bank today is that our feelings, first of all, do matter. They do matter very much. In fact, I'd say The Secret had it incorrect. Thoughts do not become things. Feelings become matter. All right? So what you feel becomes matter. What you feel turns into matter. What you feel turns into reality. And what you feel matters the most. Matter goes into both dimensions that way. The more it matters, the more it's going to turn into matter. The more it matters, the more it's going to matter to others. So the question is, should your feelings matter all the time? Well, yes, they should matter all the time, but we should be careful what feelings are mattering because we don't want to turn the wrong things into matter. And then it doesn't matter who taught us. What matters is what we know ourselves now, right? Like what matters is how we feel now. So don't get caught in the old matters or the painful matters. And what feelings matter most? The ones you want to continue tomorrow, So today, the universe is pulling you through a bunch of your beliefs and how you feel about certain beliefs. That could be political, that could be with friends, that could be with gossip on the town. And what are you allowing to matter? What is mattering? What do you want to turn into matter? And the idea I was talking about with, something your heart really wants, which is another doggy, I have such conflicted feelings. If I went and got a dog, the dog would be sick, just like all those mixed feelings. So when we have choppy feelings about something our heart really wants, we draw in choppy responses. So it's important to be clear on what feelings matter and what feelings don't. And tomorrow we'll start talking about how beliefs plug into those feelings. But I think today we just want to pay attention. But before you run away for your day, let's take a look at my guides and what they have to say for you. Hey guides, what matters? I asked them, what matters? And they're like, Pisces. And I'm like, really? Inside, I'm like, really? I always do that. I always screw with them. Well, I'm not really. I really am that way. Oh, I kind of see what's going on here. We have a inside out. Oh, wow. Fascinating. We have a temporary yacht here today. Wow. Boy, they were right. So what's happening is we have Neptune and Chiron. Neptune is direct. Chiron is retrograde right now. So we're moving forward spiritual growth as we clear out the past. So that's a fascinating effect there. That's a vortex going on in Pisces. And that really means that we're releasing the past and moving forward with our spiritual journey at the same time. So I'm confident, and this is something I want to talk more about as the month goes on, that I'm watching how God Universe literally unzips past lives and introduces them to world history. So you have to ask yourself, with the planets and whatnot, like how much of this is really in our control when we have this past life stuff coming forward at this moment. So a lot of the politics you see on stage, a lot of the terrorism you see, this is all past life people who want to get their second chance on Earth again. And so a lot of that's coming forward. And when it first comes forward, you have to ask yourself, do I really want to still fight this fight? Even though do I really still want to be this? You can choose to observe someone else's and move on to a new karma point. And that's, I think, what the guides are saying. Now, the moon is in Taurus today and forms a soul pyramid in Earth. That means that what you feel manifests solid. So be conscientious of what you feel. We're not getting a lot of time to review. And the sun crosses Saturn, which is the big decision maker, on Sunday. I'll talk about that in tomorrow's show. So we're going to make a decision about what we believe, and I would think that it's possible that this violence and stuff escalates even further over Thanksgiving weekend because something is going to force everyone to come to some new decision on a holiday weekend. And I don't know if the stuff we've had go through, I don't know if we have enough belief-changing events just yet. So interesting there. But the Yod points up to Mars, which is now on approach to Black Lilith. And this is something I've been talking about where we're developing a new marriage. We're going forward the new marriage. Everyone who is moving forward, it's the new relationship with you moving forward if you haven't noticed. It's a new relationship with you. It's a new day with you. And that new day with you is either going to be based on fear or it's going to be based on love. And I would imagine that whatever you're healing in the past with the Pisces stuff was based on fear. So the point is, okay, we want to be based on love with ourselves. We want to be square with ourselves. We want to be supporting ourselves. And we really just want to call it in the moment. I don't care what's going on in world history. I don't care what's going on in your family history. Play it like you're on a reality TV show that's live and can't be edited. Could you imagine? They should make reality. It should be a law that reality is live. It should be reality live soap. It would be boring as hell. Everyone tell you I've worked in that stuff. All right, my friends, that's all I have for today. It's such a pleasure to be of soul service to you and light walk with you every day. A lot of people tell me they have coffee and breakfast. I think that's perfect. I'm going to start having my little thing here catered. Don't forget that you can follow me on Twitter at stepº2, and you can come on down to my mothership at soulgarden.tv. Register, and you'll find you have access to some cool videos and things in the back. I'll be back in 24 hours with your holiday episode. Until then, stay in your heart and live, love, be.